Essentially, one of my best friends came from a circus family and grew up since the age of 7 training circus arts, and she was in a show at the time, and I had been a diver previously, so I had a lot of body control and the correct muscles that were needed to transfer into circus arts. And they had a show, and essentially one of the other members of the show did get injured, and they needed someone to fill in that role, and I happened to be available, and they asked me to come out, and ever since then, I've sort of got sucked in, and it's been a whirlwind.
So I had actually gotten injured doing pointe. I had trained ballet for 4 years, and I got a permanent injury, and they told me that I had to stop doing ballet. So I wasn't really sure where to go from there, and my grandma, for a Hanukkah gift, actually gave me a certificate to do the flying trapeze school at Santa Monica Pier, which is actually right by here. And very quickly I got super obsessed with that, but Santa Monica Pier is pretty far away from my house, so I wasn't going to drive out there all the time. So I ended up saving up money in 8th grade, and I saved up like $400, which took me forever as a little 8th grader, and I bought an aerial hoop, or a lyra, and I hung it in my garage. And I taught myself using Google Images, not my smartest choice, didn't even use YouTube. I would just look up aerial hoop tricks on Google, and then I would try and replicate them. So I taught myself at home for about a year until I realized that maybe I should start taking classes. And very quickly after that, starting in about 9th grade, I was recruited onto a professional troupe to start performing.
Professionally, I was on a show called Tour de Force, which toured starting in Las Vegas and a little bit around the surrounding areas. One of the things I loved about that show is it was a non-profit show where all the money went to supporting teen mental health crises, as well as other like youth empowerment movements. And it was really interesting for me because I got bullied a lot throughout elementary school and middle school, so getting to kind of give back meant a lot to me. Throughout high school, obviously it's hard to be doing all this stuff on the side, whether it's going in the circus or other things that I had going on within my life. So I made the difficult decision freshman year of high school to actually move to an online formatting of school, and it actually helped me out in a lot of different ways. Number one, I was more available to give time to the circus and other things that I had going on, as well as just sort of helping my own mental health by getting away from the people who were necessarily negative and weren't the best for me in my life. It was very difficult. I didn't necessarily get to have a senior prom. I didn't get to go to the high school football games. However, it's not something I would ever take back because I knew that what I was doing was bigger than anything there.
Okay, so in freshman year, I started on that professional troupe, as I was saying previously, and we more did like side gigs a lot. So we would do like one-time shows for like a Halloween show at somebody's house, or if somebody threw a party and wanted performers there. And then we would also travel and compete in different places. So the main place that we would compete was in Vegas. And if you win some of the competitions, you get to perform in shows as a reward. So I got to perform in a cirque show in Vegas because we won first overall at a performance there. I try not to use like any sticky spray or any grip to help because I prefer to try and like gain that strength myself so I can trust myself. Like say if the stickiness would wear off on your hands halfway through, like just trusting your own body more than any crutch you could be using. So I feel that learning is a lot easier if you have a dance background. However, because I was trained with such strict ballet choreography, oftentimes I'm told by instructors that I need to like relax and not use as much strict ballet technique, because in aerial there's a lot of swinging and momentum tricks, which are definitely way harder for me because I'm very like stiff because of ballet. So that definitely has been an obstacle to overcome, but I do think that the body awareness makes a huge difference, and the flexibility that you have is just very helpful once you start learning aerial disciplines.
I have to say that the best part of being in the circus and performing in general is stepping out onto the stage and seeing the eyes and faces of not only the kids but the parents in the crowd, as well as just making everyone happy who does love the circus.